Not British. Not American. Deutsch. Lern Deutsch. Schweinhund.
Hey there and welcome to English words out of a German mouth. This week I'm gonna try teaching you everything about the German sentence structure. Learning about the nouns in German isn't really the hard part. Putting them in order might be a little bit harder than you've expected, especially when you come from another language system like English. So let's take a look at that. Let's talk about word order. You know, the position of a word in a sentence. In German, word order isn't especially crucial. The reason for that is that, for example, the nouns, articles, pronouns, prepositions, and adjectives occur in different cases. These cases are nominative, nominative, accusative, accusative, genitive, genitive, dative, dative. So we have 4 cases here in German. Cases really just are the form of the nouns, the adjectives, the prepositions, and pronouns take due to their function in a sentence. Of course, when speaking about cases and nouns, we're talking about their articles. Because most of the time it is the article that really determines the noun's gender, case, and the number, for example. How many of these things are there? And that is indicated by the article as well. What you should keep in mind when talking about the cases is that, for example, the nominative case mainly determines the subject of the sentence, while the accusative case tells you the direct object of a sentence. And you might have guessed it already, the dative case indicates the indirect object of the sentence. But what about the genitive case? Well, the genitive case indicates possession in a sentence. For example, if you want to say the pig's tail or something like that. In German, the cases enable you to change the order of nouns or pronouns without really changing the meaning of the sentence. Let's take a closer look at the nominative case. Nominative is the case of the subject of a sentence, or better said, of the noun or pronoun performing the action or undergoing the state of being the verb of the sentence. For example, ich esse. I eat. Okay, but what about the rest? The accusative case goes with the direct object. The direct object refers to whom or what the action of the verb is directed. You also use the accusative with time and measuring data that answers questions like how soon, how tall, or how often, how old, and so on. For example, isst ein Schnitzel. Isst ein Schnitzel. Okay, now we know more about the accusative, but what about the dative? The dative case goes with the indirect object. The dative case, for example, can be used instead of a possessive adjective with parts of the body, for example. It can also be used after certain verbs, adjectives, and prepositions. The dative case is primarily used to indicate the indirect object, but the indirect object in a sentence is the object for whose benefit or in whose interest the action of the verb is performed. For example, schickt seiner Schwester ein Geschenk. Schickt seiner Schwester ein Geschenk. So last but not least, we will talk about the genitive. The genitive isn't really that hard to explain because it is just responsible for indicating possession in a sentence. For example, schickt dem Mann seiner Schwester ein Geschenk. Schickt dem Mann seiner Schwester ein Geschenk. So that was a pretty long sentence, so let's repeat that one more time. Schickt dem Mann seiner Schwester ein Geschenk. Pretty easy actually, isn't it? Or is it? So I hope I was able to make everything a little bit clearer for you, so that you have it easier to learn German. If not, please let me know in the comments. If this video was of any help to you, give me a thumbs up so that I know. And get Germanized on my Facebook page if you like. See you next week on Sunday as usual. Goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.